Are we back? Are we on?
Are we on for real this time? Yes, I see us. Hi, everybody. We're the Wildflowers. I'm Judy.
I'm Carol.
And Peggy.
And Peggy's saying hi to Lewis, my dog.
This is episode number...
What?
113.
No, say it.
113.
Yes.
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 I had...
Yes. What's this?
So happy to be back on this whole day.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Beautiful.
It is. It's
It
weird
is,
out today.
These
It's a
two
little weird.
had to drive to my studio, which is my
You have a
living room.
studio?
Yeah, I have a studio.
Why do we do it in your living room?
Don't you get my sense of humor? Anyway, why did I bring these in here? I didn't want these glasses. Anyway, oh yeah, they said that the sun was out, but as they were driving here,
It started drizzling.
When I got on 135, I saw gigantic black clouds just scattered around.
It's so windy today. I think those clouds are just moving
And then
so fast.
all of a sudden it was sunny, and all of a sudden I had to put on my wiper blades, and then it happened
Me
about
too.
5 times.
Me
and
too.
they don't live that far from
No.
me.
No, not at all. And you didn't get anything here.
Not that I saw.
No.
I don't think so.
But it's nice to be back with y'all.
Yes, it's been a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
It has been.
But we're all going to be together next week, at the end of this coming week.
Yes.
Judy, could you tell our audience why?
We're going to Washington, D.C. I'm going to be admitted into the Supreme Court Bar, the United States Supreme Court Bar. So these ladies
awesome.
are coming to celebrate with me and support me, and that is a fun time.
And if you're lucky, we might take a picture of the three of us there.
Yes.
Just cause.
I
Yeah,
wish
that would
that
be
we
nice.
could go. Now,
I
is
wish
it
you
at
could
the
go.
Supreme Court building?
Yes, I actually just got I'll share it with you if I have it with me. If not, I think I do. I got the rundown. So it's an early morning. We'll be at the Supreme Court building. And I get only one guest, so my mom is going to come with me to be my guest.
That's not fair.
I know, that's what my husband said. and then we go in. There's a lot of waiting because we're looking at the schedule. I don't think we actually start until 10. But we have to be there very early, like at 7:30 or
Oh,
something.
wow.
We don't.
You don't have to be there
No.
very early. And then we wait, and then we go into this room to hold, and then I think they mentioned something about breakfast that I don't know about.
So maybe we should go.
Yeah. But I think I have to buy it. But
No.
details are really unclear
Yeah.
still. But so anyway, we go in there, and from there, I guess we'll see what happens. I'll report back next.
Yeah.
But I have
Maybe
a
we'll
question.
try to get in anyway, and we'll just play dumb, and maybe they'll say, "Go ahead, you
Go
can
ahead.
go."
Yeah.
They'll be like, "You're the Wildflower."
All right.
Of course. Just come right on in.
This comment that she just said, it's something that you would say, and I Love Lucy. Just saying. Maybe we could sneak in.
Yeah, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And we'll take a picture on the steps. I hope we
Yes.
can get that done and see what it's like.
Because I wanted to videotape your.
Oh,
I'm
you
sure
probably
that
not.
you can't have cameras.
Now,
or
if
anything
the
there
shutdown
anyway.
was still going on, would it have happened?
That was a little iffy. Yes, I was keeping tabs on it. So far, so good. I had heard as before the shutdown ended that it was still on. So that was the week before it ended. So I was still going to go no matter what I think.
Yeah.
Well, this is exciting, and
Yeah.
we're very
Now-
proud of Judy.
Thank you.
Is the hotel where we're staying, is that near the mall or near the Supreme Court
Yes,
building?
I think so. So let's look at it again. But
We
Right.
won't bore you with all
No,
that.
we won't do it.
Yeah.
But I think with the way I chose it was really good. Not because it offers free wine hour, at between 5 and 6.
I forgot about that.
But I think it's also really close, and I like that chain. I usually stay at this
Yeah.
chain.
And
So.
what was it, St. George? or
It's
something,
the
or-
something George.
Something
The
George.
George.
The George.
Oh, yeah, George.
And a friend of mine who I work with, she's also getting in at the same time. So she'll be at that same hotel I recommend.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
good. It'll be fun.
How many people will be inducted, if that's the
I
right phrase?
don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. So I will let you know.
Very cool.
But I did do something really cool this week, if I could tell you guys.
Yeah.
Should we let her?
Yeah, let's let her.
Oh,
She's
so-
going to be powerful soon.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Soon.
I did go into our city, Manhattan, on Friday night, and
Uh-huh.
I saw a play, Oh Mary.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to, it's about Mary Washington.
Holy
I wanted
moly.
to see that a couple of years
Mary
ago
Lincoln.
it came out.
It's
Mary Lincoln.
Mary
right.
Todd. Yeah,
Right.
Lincoln. And Jane Krakowski is
Oh,
starring
okay.
in it right
Yeah.
now. She'll be there. If you go to see it now because she's on until January.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like January, early January something. She was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. She was hysterical. This play is so funny. I hadn't laughed so hard.
That's awesome.
in a
I
really
know.
long
I
time.
heard it's really good.
Yeah.
It was
It's
a
been
really
out for
good
a while. I mean,
Yeah, it's been out a couple of years.
Yes, it's a Tony Award winning play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's very
so
good.
it's worth. Who'd you go with?
I went with my friend Sue. She's the one who thought about going in the play, and then we ate out beforehand at a restaurant that I think you guys would love. It's called the. Oh,
It's called
it's oh my goodness, I'm having a brain freeze. I don't have my phone with me, of course. It's in the MoMA. It's next to the MoMA.
Oh, I
Okay.
went there.
Oh, you
I bet,
did?
Yeah, it starts with a G, maybe?
No.
Maybe.
It's the bar.
big.
It's the bar room though. So there's a restaurant and then there's a bar room. We ate at the bar room,
Oh, okay. I
and
went
that
there,
was
no.
very nice.
I was there for an author event. I was there
Such a-
with the author that wrote The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Oh, okay.
You know the book. I
Yes,
can't remember
I
the
do.
author's name though.
Because
but yeah,
I read his,
the other one.
the other one.
That's the one I was there for. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're just full of information.
Yes, I
There you
know.
are.
Okay. This is personal conversation. So.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
No, but it was
So-
fun,
that's
and
fine.
if you get a chance to see it, I would see it. Jane Krakowski is so talented.
Yeah.
yeah,
How much
I
were
like
the
her.
tickets? I'm afraid to ask.
Well, I didn't. My friend Sue was actually really
Oh, that's
nice.
right.
She
You told me that
treated
she
me
paid
to
for
the
it,
to the
Ask her
ticket.
if she'll treat Carol and I.
So thank you, Sue. That was such a nice surprise and a nice treat. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
very cool. Does anyone have a word or anything?
no, you guys go.
I don't think
I
I
can't
do.
do all
You
the
know,
time.
I have
Quote.
been like so. Let's have a quote then.
Okay, this is from Michelle Obama. I was just listening to her briefly on a podcast talking to, I can't remember who she was talking to, but this is one phrase I had to stop my phone and write it down because she goes, happiness is within your power. And to me, that was so, because she was talking about how she's raised her girls to be like, don't think you always have to be doing something to be happy. You don't have to be on, it's, most of life are bland moments.
Oh.
And that's when you should learn to just be happy with yourself, within yourself. And I kind of knew that, but you know, I think about, you know, even like celebrities that burn out after like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, they reached that pinnacle, and where else was there to go? And I think a lot of them, it's over. Their life is over. So it's those down moments when you just vegging or whatever.
No, I go along with that. I think that you have to be happy in the moment where you are.
Yeah.
Right there. Like maybe I'm not doing anything in that day. Sometimes I have the days and I have nothing planned to do and I get very fidgety and sometimes I'm so bored, and then I say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I become very content with it. I say, oh, okay. The other day I just sat down and I started reading. And I said, oh, it's windy and cloudy outside and raining. And I'm sitting in my cozy little house reading. And, you know, I think you have to be happy where you are.
Right.
I've
right.
always felt that way.
Yeah.
In my 20s, like I learned, one of my favorite questions I like to ask people, especially people I just meet, is on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
Yeah.
And for me, on my best day, it'll be a 10. On my worst day, it'll be a 10. And that's because I have myself. You know, you could have career success like Whitney Houston or career failures like Whitney Houston or whatever. It goes up and down. But if you have yourself, which is the only thing we could ever possess in this life, is ourselves.
Exactly.
And
This
that-
is not, you can take this from me, get it away. If I love this pen, this book, you know, I cannot
right.
finish it, whatever. People come, people go, people live, people die. We can't stop any of that from happening. Same
Right.
with health, you know.
And they could
Yeah.
tell you, they could try to tell you who you are.
Exactly.
That's right.
But if
But-
you know who you are,
Yeah.
happiness is always possible. It's how you define it and choose to define it.
Exactly.
And there's so many unhappy people in Congress right now. Just so many. Just so many. Not to change the subject, but they're just, and that's going to be a topic for we might do like we did for Kamala Harris. We might
Yes.
have a podcast where just the three of us are talking about, oh, I don't know. What?
the Missing Epstein Files.
Yeah.
Because it was prompted. I read this book, which I'm going to, little teaser. We're not going to talk about this today. This is The Nobody's Girl by Virginia Roberts Giuffre. She was a very outspoken one of the earliest outspoken victims of the Epstein, scandal. And she recently passed away in April of this year.
Took her own life.
She took her own life. But I read this recently, couldn't put it down, so I'll give you a review later. It's my topic, and later on I was gonna go to the Epstein Files, but I said that's gonna be too long, and I think we all had something we wanted to say about it. So I thought maybe we could do like a Kamala Harris style podcast
and it's good anyway because it's such a disturbing subject. It's good to share it, the three of us, sharing the same topic to give yourself some relief from the horrible things that you're going to have to say and our insights. And,
which as of the podcasting, we still don't have the Epstein Files, so just if anybody's watching. But please pick this book up with me if you're interested. You can follow along. Then if you want to borrow, read it ahead of time.
Nobody's Girl is what it's called.
Nobody's Girl. It's well worth it and surprising insights, I think.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I learned a lot of things I thought I knew, but I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask a question about it, but I think I'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait, because that'll be a very interesting
definitely.
topic.
Yeah.
Maybe we can plan it. You think we have time for the next one?
I mean, it's a quick read. You don't have to read it, but if you do want it, feel free to take it.
No, but I mean just to do the subject,
Epstein
the
topic?
three of us,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we'll see with the holidays coming up.
I just want to read this quote that happens to be a quote in the front of the book that I reviewed, because it kind of does talk about, like being happy, like freeing yourself. It's by Margaret Atwood.
I just saw that.
I know.
Oh, nice.
And it says, "The desire to be loved is the last illusion. Give it up and you will be free."
Oh my God, I love that.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. Read that
I believe
again.
that.
No, seriously, read it again.
The desire to be loved is the last illusion.
Yes.
Give it up and you will be free.
Now, I'm wondering if that reference, and you read the book, obviously, I wonder if that reference to be loved by anybody or to be in...
Just to be loved, I think, by anybody, people out there and it,
family and stuff like that, you mean? Okay. All right.
Well, I'll explain it a little more because this book is a lot about social media.
Oh, okay.
So that's why she picked this quote.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, I guess it's time for wine.
Yeah, let's have some wine.
So I put it in the decanter,
I
and
have
I
to share
am not.
my glass here now.
I am not going to say anything about the wine until we have raised our glasses, probably to Judy, and that we've tasted it, smelled it, and all that, and then I will give it some information.
I'm going to turn my ringer off.
Sorry.
Okay.
Nice color.
Okay. Whoops, putting that in my water glass. Could you put this back?
Of course.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm smelling it and it reminds me of leather.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
In a good way. I love
Right.
the smell of leather.
Yeah,
Oh, me
I do
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Very nice smell.
Yeah, it does. I love the way it smells. I can never identify what I'm smelling, except for this time I'm saying leather. I'm sorry.
That's interesting.
Leather and it smells a little spicy to me too.
Okay, so let's raise our glasses.
To Judy's
Judy.
induction
That's me.
into
The Supreme Court.
the Supreme Court.
To
Yes.
justice.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't mind it.
I like it.
I like it too.
That commercial.
And I like it too. I thought it was going to feel heavier on my tongue.
That's what I was expecting. I was trying to steal it because I
I know.
felt very citrusy smell
So,
in
all right,
it.
so
Yeah.
what do you taste?
I smelled the citrusy smell, I should say.
I taste like strawberries. It's like a light.
Plum?
What'd you say?
Plum?
Not according to this. Well, I'm gonna take the bottle out now, down here, if I can reach it.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
If I can.
What is that?
Sorry,
You know, I
folks.
thought this was going to be a heavier one. I really like it.
Of course.
I thought it was going to
Peggy,
taste
I do
more
really
full
like it.
body.
Peggy,
I do
you
like
would
it.
like it.
I would like it.
Yes, because it's the dinosaur.
Yay! Dinosaur wine!
You should have saved that for Christmas.
Oh, I have one that I said.
Oh, it's a Malbec.
Oh, it's
Yep,
from
that's-
Argentina.
Wait, okay, that's
Oh,
enough.
sorry.
That's enough. That's enough. Okay. So,
It's delicious.
It tastes like fossils.
yes, it does. Okay, let me read the description because it's called Bear Loke, and it's a medium-bodied red with ripe
Yes.
blackberry and cherry aromas,
Okay.
lifted by violet and clove spice notes. And I wonder if
no.
the clove is the leathery.
Clove.
Yeah, maybe. I
I
don't
feel
know.
like cloves could have that.
Yeah.
It's rich and concentrated. The palate has similar flavors plus a smooth finish. Some of the things that you could
It does have a smooth.
eat with is cheese, duck, game birds, venison, pork, or vegetarian.
And
So-
velociraptors.
Yeah, velociraptors.
I don't abide by that. I just eat whatever
Me
I want.
too.
Yeah, same.
Or not
same.
at all. Just
Yeah.
give me the wine.
I have to pick on chips or something. Okay. Though the family's passion for and expertise in winemaking is clear, this Malbec is inspired by their other obsession. Dinosaurs!
Yay!
Cool.
Peggy loves dinosaurs.
I do
okay.
love dinosaurs.
When the Schroeders built a new winery in 2001, they unearthed 75 million year old fossils
You would have
Wow.
of a
Oh my
previously
gosh.
undiscovered dinosaur species,
Wow.
later dubbed Panamericanosaurus. That's what they named it in their honor. Okay, so
Wow.
it's named after the valley where the family's vineyards lie.
In
Bear
Patagonia,
Loke.
I'm assuming.
Pays tribute to the discovery. Made from hand-picked Malbec grapes, it opens with aromas of bright blackberry and cherry, lifted by violet and clove spice notes. Rich and concentrated, the palate delivers similar flavors across the velvet smooth finish.
It is velvety smooth.
It is very
So,
smooth.
can
A
you
short
guess?
finish too. It's not a long.
Yes, yes.
How did you find this one?
This was from my wine club,
Oh, good pick.
and I was so excited when I had a dinosaur on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Peggy!
I know.
And
I love
was,
it.
And I was going to open it one night just for myself, and I sent the picture to you of the label. Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember it. I just forgot about it, so
Good.
it was a surprise to me.
Good, good. So, all right, what do you think the alcohol content is?
I don't think it's that high.
I'm gonna say 13 and a half.
I'm gonna say 13.
I think Peggy's on. She knows her dinosaurs. I
She
know.
knows, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 13 and a half if I recall. Yeah, 13 and a half.
Wow.
Okay.
Price point. Now it's a little tricky because
With
it's
the-
a wine
Yeah, it's in
club.
your wine club.
But I looked it up. So
Okay.
give here.
It's from Argentina. They're usually not very
Super,
expensive. So, well, some of them are.
I'm gonna say 15.
I'm gonna say $16.99.
$18.99.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
Very good. Very good.
It is. I like.
I
this
was
one.
afraid it was gonna be a little like. You
I'd
know.
pay $18.99 for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's
it's
good.
very good.
So yay to the
Yay,
dinosaurs.
good pick. Thank you for
So how
sharing.
many
Yeah.
wildflowers?
I would give this like four.
You love your dinosaurs.
I do. I mean, I'm trying to say, all right, just because there's a dinosaur on the label, be honest, give it an honest rating. But I really do like it. I would like it to be a little bit of a heavier wine.
Yeah.
So I'll give it 4.5 Wildflowers.
I'll give it more, to be honest. I'll give it 4.75.
Yeah.
I
I was leaning towards that.
I like this.
I agree with you, though. I think I would like it a little bit more full bodied.
Yeah.
So I would say 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
But trust me, I drink it.
Yes,
and
very
we
good.
will.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
good. Very well. Good job.
Yes,
Yay, well, that was exciting. I
Yes,
was
very
excited to share
exciting.
the dinosaur.
I know. Thank you. That was very exciting.
And I put a little dish of candies if anybody
Oh.
wants some candies. So.
Okay, I love Butterfingers, but
It gets in the
I'll be going like this.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I have the book, and the book that I'll be reviewing is called The Last Delusion of Paige White by Vanessa McCausland. Evidently she has other books out. I never heard of her. I got this as an advanced reader's copy. The book came, I'm always behind in my advanced reader's copies.
Me too.
The book came out on June 10th. So,
Oh, this year?
yeah.
Well, see, that's, to me, I have advanced reader copies from 2018.
Yeah, oh no, I have some from longer than
Okay.
that.
I just finished an advanced reader copy from 2019.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Oh.
yeah. I
Now,
just
wait,
donated
maybe-
some to Book Fairies.
Now, if you don't know what an advanced reader copy is, do you want to share?
It is a book before it comes out, the publisher, their publicist will send out offers to give you an ARC, which is advanced reader's copy, and they want you to read the book and review it, maybe suggest it for from independent bookstores for the Indies best,
Right.
the next Indies next
And
list.
if you own a bookstore, they want you to get copies.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah, and then promote the book. So
Yes.
they're hoping that you like it, and then when the book comes out, you can say, "Oh my God, I read this book and it was
Right.
really, really good."
Right.
So anyway, I did read this book,
Yes.
and it was very good. I did enjoy it very much. It is, and I realized after, because when I was thinking about how would I describe it, I said it's a good vacation read. It's a quick read, like you want to get back to it. A good beach read. And then before I left the house, I looked at when the book came out, and I said, "Oh, no wonder it came out on June 10th." So sorry I missed it, but anytime you just want something that you don't have to look up the words or anything. I'm not trying to dumb it down.
Right.
It's a mystery, but it's also a family. It's about family. It's very family centered. These 3 different families that are involved in this mystery. It's about bullying. It's about social media. It's about how hard it is to be a teenager.
This is not historical fiction then.
No, it is not historical
So it's
fiction.
present day?
Yeah, it's present day, but it has 2 timelines.
Oh, okay.
So
All
are
right.
3 families, but are there main characters from these?
Yes,
families?
the main characters are Paige White,
Okay.
who is, first of all, let me tell you the settings. I
Sorry,
tried to make
sorry.
notes because I jump around and people probably say, "What is wrong with that woman?" So the setting is in the Australian bushlands.
Oh.
So it's not far from Sydney. And it's on a lake. And the main characters are Paige White. She's a celebrity influencer. So her whole life is on the internet.
Okay.
And then the other one is Jane, who they're childhood friends. There's 3 of them, Audrey, Jane, Paige. And Jane she doesn't live there anymore. She moved to Sydney, and she's a pretty well-known journalist in Sydney for a big newspaper. And the 2 timelines are currently what's going on and when they were teenagers together.
Okay.
Back in school, they were 16 years old. And so you're jumping back and forth with this is what happened when they were teenagers, and then they all went their separate ways, and this is what's happening now.
And was that clear to you? She did a good job transitioning?
Yes,
Okay.
she did. She did. There was only one part I was a little bit confused about. I thought it was her, talking. The beginning of the story. I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
Because it is a mystery, and I don't want to ruin anything for anybody.
Okay.
It's got a lot of very good twists in it
Oh.
that were very well done.
So you were surprised?
Yes.
Okay.
I was very surprised at the end. Towards the end, I started guessing, and I came close, but I was wrong. So, and usually I can figure it out by the
Right.
end of the book. Not that I read a lot of mysteries, but when I do, sometimes it becomes
I
obvious.
feel like you don't read a lot of mysteries, but I feel like when you do read them, you enjoy them.
Yes, I
Yes.
do. I know. Maybe I should
Yeah.
be reading more of them. I don't know. So anyway, Jane is the journalist.
Right.
And now she's at her desk at her paper, and her boss, who she's having an affair with, and she's in love with him, but he's kind of an asshole who cheats her, and he
Yeah.
sees other women, blah blah blah. That's really a very minor part of the story. she is at her desk and she gets this thing from her boss saying, "Hey, I want you to do this story. Drop the one I gave you." And the story's about Paige White, who is dead.
Oh.
And she is stunned that Paige, this is right in the beginning of the book, you find out Paige is dead, and they believe that she committed suicide.
Which we're hearing more and more about.
And especially people on social media.
Social media.
Yeah.
So Paige is married, and she has a child, a 3-year-old child. And she still lives back where they all grew up. And Jane was very, very close to her family, to Paige's family, because her family was kind of screwed up. Her father was a hoarder. He became a hoarder after the mother left them, just took off and left them. And that develops a little bit. You find out a little bit more about that in the book. I don't want to say much about that.
But she didn't know that Paige had died? Was it recent when she...
Yes, it just happened. And because Paige is a celebrity. So it's like national, she's a celebrity, she's a celebrity influencer.
Right, okay.
And she sees that and she says, "Why didn't anybody tell me?"
Right.
So she calls her father, and her father is like, "Oh my God, yeah, I think that you should come home."
Right.
And that's what she does. So while she's there, she's torn apart. Her boss wants her to do this story, and she's very close to this family.
It seemed like a conflict.
And it was a big conflict for her, and she kept on putting him off. And then, her connection with that family opens up, her connection with Paige's husband. And so through the whole book, and now the police are saying, maybe she didn't commit suicide. So through the whole book, it's like, was it murder? Was it suicide? And I'm not going to say much more.
Accidental?
Accidental, but it was really between murder and suicide in the book. So you get all the backstories of them when they were teenagers, which I found, interesting, because as teenagers in school, like, we all lived through some of those experiences, and that was before they were teenagers.
I wouldn't want to be a teenager now.
Well, they were teenagers before social media.
Yeah,
right.
We all were.
Exactly, and it was bad enough then. But imagine
was.
what kids go through today with the bullying online and.
Yeah.
So I guess I shouldn't really say anything more.
No, you've given a lot of
had
teasers.
a lot of it had an unexpected ending. At first I said, "Oh, it was all right," and then when I thought about it, I said, you couldn't wait to get back to this book. Like, I was like, "Oh, okay." There were some things about the characters, me, like, I pick characters apart and say, that wouldn't have happened. You do it too. But of course I give them, like, I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
And I think that's true of all of us.
Yeah.
Like, we criticize fictional characters for doing things that we wouldn't do.
We do.
So there were a couple of things that I thought maybe were unrealistic, but I guess they weren't for those characters. So anyway, but I would give it 4.5 Wildflowers.
Okay.
For if you just want something, it's a quick read. I read it rather quickly.
Okay.
And
what's the title again?
the title is The Last Illusion of Paige White by Vanessa McCausland.
Okay.
She's an Australian also.
Okay. Very good.
And it was confusing because it must have something to do with international books, because I think I got it's Penguin Crown, but I got it from HarperCollins.
What?
Yeah, and somebody on Goodreads, because I did go on Goodreads, I said, let me see what they're saying there. And she said, "Oh, thank you to HarperCollins." And another person said, "Thank you to Penguin for sending it to me." So I don't know, I never heard of such a thing.
That's odd.
I'm curious about it.
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah,
That is
I'll have to
I
investigate
love how you
that.
talk about seeing yourself in the characters.
Yeah.
Really good characters that have something there, though. I still think about later on, and I constructed plots for them later on.
Oh, really?
Like your diner, the couple that owned the diner.
Yeah, that's right.
And before she was a Finley.
Yeah.
I
Still think about them, and I have conversations with them, and I'm like, well, this is where they would be now.
Yeah.
Like in my.
That's pretty good.
I've rewritten without Grace.
No, I
and
love Before She Was a Finley, but I want something on the
Yeah.
on the dining room.
I know, and it's funny. I just was invited to a book club last Monday night, and I told them about you and how you love the diner and you want, and then or that you guys wanted me to write more about Adele, and but I'm glad I did write more than
Yes.
what I initially
Yeah.
had, But no, I love that when you're invested in enough in the character where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I've had enough.
And that's how you
I
know it's a
had-
good
of course,
character
I've
and
had-
well developed, you know,
Right,
because
right.
you can feel that they're really alive, you know,
Yeah,
what they're
yeah.
doing. I wonder what
I
they're
know.
doing now. Let me
know.
think about it.
Well, I've switched like plot lines around too, in a lot of books.
Right, yeah,
But
me
with
too.
Before She Was a Finley,
Right.
like I had a different plot. I said, well, this could have happened. Grace would have told
Yeah.
what's his name, Kevin? Jack.
Yeah.
What was happening, and the rest of the book would have been she does get arrested, and now it's a trial, and she has
Oh.
to prove what's happening, and
No, that's
So-
too much of like Where the Crawdads Sing.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 But
Well, anyway,
I like that
but
really
it'd be a
But
tough-
people do compare it to even
Yeah,
at the book
there's a
club.
lot of similar. I mean, as far
Yeah.
as like
The small town.
small
Oh,
town
yeah.
and the sympathetic, you know, main protagonist.
Yeah.
You know, it's very.
It's so funny because one of the women that was leading the discussion the other night, like another woman was saying how, I forget what she said, about how the gossip of the town really, and the one woman, she goes, I don't get that, I don't get, and the woman that was, she goes, well, then you don't know what it's like to be in a small town. I said, it's not just
Yeah.
a small town either. I said, it can
Oh,
be.
it's
You
a
could
very
be
big
in
town,
within
too.
like a neighborhood, a
Yeah.
cluster on your block.
And it happens online. You
Yeah.
know, like there's
Exactly.
the mom pages of your town on Facebook. Oh my
Those
God.
pages are
Toxic.
They really are.
Toxic.
Yeah,
you have
no.
to get off of it. It's
Yeah,
awful. You
I
know.
so.
Well,
But anyway,
but
it,
thank
it was a good one, and I might look into some of her other titles.
Okay,
So-
all
Awesome.
right.
That was
so,
a great. Oh, sorry.
I never
Sorry.
heard of any of them.
Okay.
All right, so I have the topic, and I thought I was going to talk about Epstein, so I put this one together kind of quickly. It's not meant to be in depth, but it's something that's in the news a lot, and I thought maybe we should know a little bit about it. I want to talk about what covers 50% of the surface of our planet.
Oh, what
Do
color?
you know what it is?
Water.
What kind of water?
Salt
Seawater.
water?
Well, I guess I'll build one. If we're in a political way, it's known as international waters.
Oh,
Mm.
So I want to talk about
don't get me
international
started
water.
on that.
Well, I am.
She's doing it.
Do you know that international waters, that term is really a misnomer. There is no definition, international waters. And I didn't know if you would know that. And you'd want to,
No.
really the better term to use is high seas.
High seas.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so where did this
The
kind
drink, the high sea. No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, now I want a high C. No, no. God, I haven't had that in a while. The can, you know. All right. So anyway, all right,
Okay.
I digress. Okay. So we first kind of hear this term high seas when the convention on the high seas was enacted in 1958.
Oh.
All right, which says that all parts of the sea that are not included in the territorial sea or in the internal waters of a state. When they talk about state, they mean a country. You know,
Right.
so that's what they
And
use.
what is that? 3 miles out? Is
Well,
that what?
I have brought visuals. I'm going to get to it, so don't you worry. Okay, but I just want to give you a little
This
bit
is
of
the first
background.
time we've
Oh, I
had
know. Look
visuals.
at
I
me.
know.
Okay, so in the high seas, no state may have sovereignty in the high seas. Okay, so there's a right in the high seas to fishing, navigation, overflight, so your planes can go over,
Right,
laying of cables and pipelines, and
Okay.
scientific research. You know,
Okay.
stuff like that, right? Okay. So the U.S. is not a party to that, by the way. Okay. That led into. Are you writing notes about me?
No,
Okay.
not about, no, I'm saying this is what
Okay.
inspired.
So,
Sherlock, no.
in 1982, that kind of morphed into the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Have you heard of the Law of the Sea? I love the Law of the Sea.
Yeah.
I took a bunch of international law classes in school, and I don't know
So
why.
it's
I
about
the Law
like
of the Sea.
somebody's, it's like the etiquette of being on the high seas, like rescuing people or
like, it deals, there's so much, like we could do like a week or a month a course on that, but it's too much. But it really kind of, it deals with a lot of things, right? But also one of the big things that came out of it was it recognized exclusive economic zones, right? Which extend 200 nautical miles from the baseline of the state. Okay, so baseline, let me go to my map. I wish you could see my map. I'm sorry, but you can't. So here, but I knew that these ladies would like to see it. All right. So baselines, which can be very, very tricky to figure out. This is not easy to figure out baselines, but where there's established baseline here, okay, you have for the first 12 miles out, like which would be this little thing here, is called like your territorial sea. So they have exclusive sovereignty over that.
Right. So you can't go in there and go fishing if you're not.
Or you can't, like, there's no right of navigation in the territorial part. Okay, for the 12 miles out. Right. Then to go to the 24 miles out, we have the contiguous zone, which is governed by Article 33 of the Law of the Sea Convention. Right. And so you figure from your baseline to 24 miles out, you can do certain things. Like, so you could do, let me look where my thing is. If I have because I threw this together, so I'm so sorry. The contiguous zone, where a coastal state can enforce the laws related to customs, I can't read my writing, fiscal, immigration, and sanitary regulations. But this is distinct from the territory zone, right, which is the 12 miles, right? You have limited enforcement, though. It does not restrict navigation rights of foreign states. So you're
in the 12 miles?
In the 24 miles.
Okay.
From 12 to 24. Okay. They could do you have a right to navigation through there.
Okay. But you can't dump shit in the ocean.
Right.
Fishing.
No fishing and all that. And then that goes to the Law of the Sea. Your fishing is more of your economic zone. So the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea from 1982 established your economic zone, which goes to 200 miles from your baseline. So now we're out over here.
Wow.
Okay? And so what this says, it recognizes exclusive economic zones extending 200 nautical miles from the baseline. That's where the coastal states have sovereign rights, right, to the water column and the seafloor and the natural resources. We're going to get to that. Okay. Although the U.S. is not a party to the Law of the Sea, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Although they haven't ratified it, the Law of the Sea Convention and its counterparts, because there's a lot of like subsidies and add-ons to this, are the cornerstone. Let me just make sure. It's the cornerstone of international law governing the world's oceans. Okay. This is a big deal, the Law of the Sea.
Right.
Okay, it's a really big deal. It's funny how, I'm going to digress for a second, like how we talk about United Nations, people are not paying their fair share of dues. We haven't even ratified some of the cornerstones of the basic principles that govern big things. But so I feel like saying, shut up. Yeah. But I only do that to the TV. Okay. All right, so formally, but in 2023, there's a High Seas Treaty, that was done. The U.S. signed this in 2023. The Senate hasn't ratified it yet. Now, this High Seas Treaty was formerly known, it's got a big long name, formerly known, this is my legalese, as the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea on the Conservation and Sustainable Use of Marine Biological Diversity of Areas Beyond National Jurisdiction. Called BBNJ for short. But I wanted to just say that in case anybody has an interest in looking at it, all right? So although we haven't ratified it, our signature is important. Our signature indicates that the United States, our willingness to continue the treaty making process, so that we're going to continue along, right? And it implies our obligation to refrain from acts that would defeat the object and the purpose of the treaty. Okay, so this doesn't deal with what I think you're thinking of yet, but so I just want to point this out. This is the goal of this treaty is meant to accelerate global conservation efforts. Okay, so we're promoting marine biodiversity. Currently, as just so you know, less than 1% of our high seas areas are designated as marine protected areas.
Right.
So the goal of this treaty is to kind of increase this and to get
and let
countries
everybody
on board.
respect that.
Right. It also aims to prevent states from exercising sovereignty over marine genetic resources. What are those? Well, marine genetic resources are marine plants, animal microbials, or other organs containing functional units of hereditary or other active value, right? So things, they will have a value somewhere. And you think about all the benefits we're doing genetically too, you know, and all the leaps and bounds we're making.
Right.
You know, there could be some real value to this. So they're trying to recognize this and protect this. So we're a signatory. It hasn't ratified yet. So I bought this map out. I wish I could show it to you. Maybe you can take a picture and post it online later, you know.
Yeah.
So just so you know, like what we're talking about. Okay. So I talked about our Article 33, the economic zone, right? Limited enforcement, blah, blah, blah. Let me look at the rest of my notes. Okay. Why I wanted to bring this up. Well, the international waters have been in the news lately, as you know. The United States has killed at least 80 people, supposedly of Venezuelan.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering why you wrote Argentina. I say no. I think she meant to put Venezuela.
Argentina is where we give them money for the soybeans.
I knew there was. Yeah, that's right. I knew there was. Yeah.
So over 80 killed, over 20 strikes, right? Under the guise of
Sherlock.
Does he want to go out? Maybe you could let him out. I don't know.
No. He wants the EAT because he's.
Sorry, Sherlock.
No.
Under the guise of Tren de Agua gang, right? That has been, our government has said, is led by Madero's, who is a dictator, authoritarian dictator, who took over the country illegally. You know, he lost the election. All indications say that he lost the election, but
he's the Trump of Argentina.
He's what January 6th would have been, right? You know,
Venezuela. You have me. I'm looking at it.
Don't blame me. Right. If January 6th had been successful, we would have had a Madero situation, right? Okay. So, to be clear, there's no evidence that has come publicly yet that our government has put forth to show that there is the link between Tren de Aguas and Madero's, right? And it's important to know that these individuals are being killed without due process.
Right.
Okay.
You know, the family of the Colombian fisherman is suing the United States government.
It's funny you say Colombian because, look, they weren't from Venezuela, were they?
And I was reading an article about this.
The other one was from Ecuador.
Exactly.
Not from Venezuela. So they quickly deported those people back to their home countries to try to avoid what happened there. But they weren't Venezuelan. And there's no indication they were from Tren de Agua or working for Madero.
They have no idea who they're blowing up.
Right.
And I was just reading an article about it this morning, and they said that these little fishing boats, they don't use boats like that for drugs because they would have to make too many stops to refuel.
But the interesting thing is, even if they were having drugs on there, right?
You don't blow them up.
They're in international waters. You know, I looked up a little bit about piracy too. You know, piracy has a definition internationally, right? And so, because with piracy, any nation can exercise jurisdiction. If there's a doctrine called universal jurisdiction, any nation could go and exercise their jurisdiction if a ship is involved in certain criminal acts. Piracy.
Right.
What are those criminal acts? Well, typically it's an act of robbery, criminal violence by a ship upon another ship, or a coastal area with the goal of stealing cargo, valuable goods, or taking hostages. Okay, so it's not an act of piracy what they're doing, right? So what do they have to say to justify it? Well, they've labeled them terrorists, narco-terrorists. Actually, Pete Hegsis on Thursday, I'm trying to find my printout. I took the easy way out and did a printout because without also doing my notes. so much things to say, but that's a key word. That caught my eye and drove me back to
That
my
was in the article
international.
today, too.
Yeah, here it is, the keywords. Here, I wrote a keyword. This is what he said on Thursday. He announced Thursday on social media that a mission was underway called Operation Southern
I read
Sphere.
that. Yes, that's right.
And his quote, Pete Heggs says, "This mission defends our homeland." I hate that word because that deflects back to Nazi Germany. But anyway, this mission defends our homeland, removes narco-terrorists from our hemisphere, and secures our homeland from the drugs that are killing our people. The Western Hemisphere is America's neighborhood, and we will protect it. So why is he? Go ahead. You want to say something?
Because when I was reading this article, it mentioned a lot of this stuff. It was in the Times.
Oh, did I don't get the time, so I didn't read that.
My question is, why aren't they going after the American citizens who are buying, not the Joe Schmo down the corner? Somebody's making billions of dollars from importing these drugs in and distributing them around the country. Why aren't they going after them?
Because
why
it's not about drugs, in my opinion.
Of course, exactly. Okay. And that was my point. That isn't how you do it. Go after the people who are importing them into the country.
I'm going to try to link it up what my theory is. I'm proven. This is all a theory. But it's not about drugs. And that's why I wanted to start with the law of the sea. And I'm going to link it back up at the end. But anyway, just so we know, too, terrorist has an international meaning under the United... I want us to all to know about this. So it means to kill, injure, or take hostages in order to intimidate the population or coerce a government or organization into doing or refraining from doing something. So the objectives are political or ideological, and they have a direct effect on the exercise of human rights, democracy, and peace. Drug traffic or narco terrorism, what Heggs said, is not a fit of international definition of terrorism.
No.
But, so acts of violence, which we are doing against these ships, would be justifiable if it could fit under terrorism definition, which is why they want it to fit under terrorism.
Right, exactly.
But it doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't fit.
And they're relying on people's ignorance.
Right, that's why I want to tell you guys about it. Now, I'm not an expert, but this is all something you could read, right? So why is this important? And I think about not just Venezuela, but I go, what other, it seemed like when this administration took over, there was some weird targets of countries that were all in our news. Venezuela.
They were all countries of color.
Greenland. The Gaza Strip. What do these countries all have in? Well, they border water. And if you can control the country, you get their water rights and the economic rights for 200 nautical miles out.
Wow.
And this is important because we're on the threat of a war with Venezuela. Venezuela's just south of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. We're on the verge of a war with Venezuela. And it's like, usually, somebody like Maduro seems like somebody this current administration would admire, because it seems like he tried to do something very similar on January. It's like, why is he pissing this guy off on again? It's not about drugs. He's not going after the drug dealers in our country or the people that accept the drugs. I think they're looking for a way to just justify a war to take something over. What do they want to take over? Well, what do these countries have in common? So I looked it up.
Well, Venezuela has oil.
They all have oil and natural gas. So Venezuela is rich in hydrocarbons, right? Oil, natural gas, but also solid minerals, gold, iron, or bauxite, which I had to look up, is something you use in like these computers and all this other stuff. Right?
Like the chip stuff.
Diamonds and coltrane, whatever that is. Okay, they also have nickel, copper, zinc, and coal. Now, a lot of this is on land, but they also extend into the country's territorial waters as well. Okay. The Gaza Strip. There was talk about taking this over and building.
Trump.
Huge.
Disney Trump.
There is a huge natural gas that has in their waters, in their economic
Yeah.
zone, in their territorial zone, which has remained undeveloped. Why? Because even though since the 90s Palestine has declared and been recognized as control of the Gaza Strip, Israel's military patrols it and won't let them process it.
No.
Their military is in their zone and won't let development of their economic rights, which has been recognized. So if the rights revert back to Israel, or if we get a shift in that, which is clear that Trump and his allies want those rights to build, there's a huge natural gas that has been undeveloped that is laying right off there in their waters. Okay, Greenland, holy moly, Greenland. Land and sea is rich with minerals, right? Natural gas, oil, zinc, lead, gold, iron ore, rare earth elements such as titanium, copper, and uranium. Uranium is the zinger there, right? Uranium you need to build so many things that are scary in this world as well. So I kind of look at all this. Now, I could be completely wrong.
No, I don't sound like you are. It makes sense to me.
I say this is not about drugs, but I all of a sudden I sat down and I'm hearing all this about Venezuela and these people who are just driving, who don't know, even if they have drugs, they could technically turn around if they wanted to. They have the right to turn around. It's not a conspiracy. They're in international waters.
Right.
And it's not piracy. And we're looking for a provocation to get into a war. And I had to sit there and think, why? Why are we doing it? And I just, to me, I always feel like the law of the sea, there's so much there, read about it, there's a lot to learn about the law of the sea. This was a really elementary, non-comprehensive view of it. But I just thought we should kind of know these terms and what it's about.
And it's so interesting because I would probably never have even given this thought. I felt like what he was doing, blowing up these boats without due process, but there was another reason.
But why not boats from a different country, or boats like from Cuba, or boats from Ecuador? They all do, or Mexican boats that come. Why this country?
Yeah.
It's just pathetic. It's just. That's very interesting.
Scary.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my topic.
Well, I love that.
We'll see what happens.
That I would never have looked up.
No. I mean, as I said, there was an article talking about it. Of course, everybody's talking about.
This is my.
What we're doing.
Look at my international
I give
law
you
book.
credit.
I read so much on it. I love it so much.
That's great.
You should run for office.
No.
Yeah, you should.
Anyway.
Well, thank
All right,
you.
that was a very good discussion.
Yeah.
Thank you for the education.
Yeah,
You're
no,
welcome.
definitely. The more you know, you want to commit
The more
suicide.
afraid you are.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
every
So
day.
that
Thanks
was
for watching.
number 113, and thank you for watching.
Thank you,
We'd
everybody.
love to know your thoughts and share our podcast with people.
Read a lot and pay attention and be curious why. Don't just take it for it, but
That's
be
true.
curious. Ask why are we doing it. If you've never heard of Greenland being in the news before or Venezuela, ask why not.
I figured, with Greenland and the Gaza Strip, Trump wants waterfront property to build his
He wants that too.
casinos and hotels,
Of course he
and
does.
Put his name
But
on
it's
it.
a lot
personally
more than
enrich
land.
himself. Yeah,
There's a lot
I
more
know. I
than
never
land.
thought of that angle.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Good one,
Right.
Judy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. My dogs are very excited. They get
It's
to
dinner
eat.
time. Bye, everyone.
What?